I was at church on Sunday, and then they brought in a magician. Since when is this okay? The church is trying to do too much.
I think
church is bringing in magicians, dude.
Well, I mean, if you want to bring the devil into your church, you can. Oh, come on. Right? So there's a difference between black magic
Yes.
and tricks that have no supernatural influence to them at all.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, you're a magician, are you not?
I don't know.
Yeah, well, I think
Yeah.
that's the rumor.
That's the rumor.
These billboards told me, and I don't believe you're using black magic. I don't believe you're Snow Whiting, evil queening an apple and causing. You're not doing that stuff.
Yeah.
And of course, and so, and I know I've heard Christians say that any type of magic show, any type is bad. Now I understand that there are magic shows and magicians that they're sketchy, that that there's some wickedness there. I know that for sure. There are even in the just the regular old tricks. There's still a spirit behind it. I know that. But give me a break. You telling me that I can? Hey, this is a magic trick right here.
That's pretty good, dude.
Devil, it's a devil.
I mean, it looks like you're flipping me off,
Oh,
but
no, I'm sorry. Let me do like this better.
Whoa, that
was good.
I'm taking my thumb off. And is that the devil?
Yeah.
Well, I hope. I
Well,
mean,
and I think this is like, at some point I would love to do a whole video on just this, but I think to me it also comes down to like, there's cinematic magic, right?
Yes.
Like when I watch a Marvel movie and Thor spins a hammer and goes, I'm not like, that's sorcery.
Wow.
I'm like, that is for the purpose of entertainment. It's a live special
Yeah.
effect. And sometimes for the purpose of giving a message, like the Chronicles of Narnia, right?
Yes.
Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe. There is something about creating parallels, visuals that help drive home a point.
yeah.
And so, and
I mean,
again,
I own an escape room. And so we have some wizardry I'm talking about technical wizardry.
Right,
We've
right.
got some tricks. We've got some stuff. Press a button and a secret door opens.
yeah.
There's no wicked witch behind the. There's
Yeah.
It's technical.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing. Exact same thing.
At some point, I'm gonna do a full video. I think on this, and it's not to make excuses. I'm willing to learn and be teachable.
Sure, of course.
But never
yeah.
once have you stood on stage and act like you have powers also. Because
Right,
some
yeah.
magicians, like, they actually really play that up and want you to believe that they have powers.
Yeah.
He's never
Yeah.
done that. You know what I mean? He's very upfront. Like, these are just tricks.
Hey, let me
Yeah.
ask you this question.
Yeah.
Do you don't name names? Do you believe that there are magicians out there in the world that are actually using supernatural powers to create?
Magicians,
Illusions?
like on a stage, like a performer.
Do you think there are deeply dark, wicked witches who are using real supernatural power?
So
As
wait,
a
before
part
you
of their-
finish it, yes, I do.
Okay.
But now as a part of their stage thing, is that where you're going to go with
Yeah.
this? I've not seen that
Okay.
before. I'm not saying that it doesn't exist. I've never seen a magician or a performer that I'm like, oh, that person is using some kind of spirit. Now, like you said, I think sometimes intention is something, because I've seen magicians who will do a magic trick almost in a way of mocking spiritual elements,
Yes.
mocking spiritual realm, or even taking advantage of people's vulnerability. If someone is hurt or if they've lost a loved one, pretending they can talk to the dead and
Yes.
read a mind. That I think is evil in nature,
Right.
but the evil sparking from greed or from a spirit of manipulation. But I've never, maybe this is a good, clear way to say this. I have never seen somebody accomplish something impossible through spiritual means from a
Okay.
stage platform,
Interesting.
as a magician stage platform.
Yeah.
Even a lot of people who would look at like the old school, like David Blaine stuff and Chris Angel. A lot of these guys, it is their demeanor that almost makes people feel like this is so evil. But like a lot of these guys are doing textbook magic tricks. A lot of
Right.
magicians do textbook magic tricks. Why? Because a lot of the stuff is classic. And if it works, it works,
Yeah.
right? If this trick works. And it's just how you package that, right? Again, and I want to make sure I'm being clear too. I'm not saying that people don't do that or that no
Right.
one's ever done that. I'm just saying I have not yet seen a magician who is in an entertainment context who has done something supernatural.
Yeah. I was just curious. Like, for example, you could be in the occult or witchcraft and legit levitate.
Right.
You can levitate.
Yes, I believe all of this stuff.
But levitating on stage, I know, of course, there's a trick to that. But you've
Right.
never seen someone supernaturally, or known of somebody that would supernaturally levitate on
As
stage.
a performer, like most of like the demonic or supernatural stuff that I have known or seen, or experienced or heard about has always been kind of a little bit more in secret. It's never been like a spectacle.
Gotcha.
Like I have never experienced a person like levitate in a public space where it's this. So
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
So and I think it's a good question
Yeah,
because
no, of course.
there's a clear separation.
Yes, of
So
course. Yeah.
there are magic tricks
Yeah.
that if we could see how the trick was done, it'd be like, oh, there's nothing demonic about that
Right.
at all.
Right.
It's a trick.
Well, and I think that like what I have seen is even like in the plans and in the intentions of hell and of the enemy and in Satan's agenda and the demonic agenda, it's normally not to just like take a guy and have that guy be able to guess your playing card, right? I think there's normally a whole different agenda of power and manipulation and an opposition towards the church and towards believers and towards Christians and towards faith. And so I just almost feel like, you know, if someone is dabbling in this stuff, it would be silly for them to just go on a stage and do a magic trick because I think they have like bigger fish to fry.
Right, I
like
got you.
someone who's going that deep into this demonic world, into the supernatural world. Like, and so let's flip this for a minute. Someone who has an anointing of healing, right? Someone who has an anointing to be able to I mean, dude, we've seen people just lay hands on people. We've seen the craziest miracles in our lives. That person's not gonna like charge tickets to come and like, watch me heal this person, because that's a little
Right.
weird now, right? That person, their agenda, it's so much bigger than just showing off what God can do. They're just going to be out there. They're going to be out on the street. They're going to be praying for people. They're going to be bringing about healing. It's just a different motive, I think. My motive is, again, not to prove that I have powers or even to create a spectacle of look what I can do. My goal when I perform is I have a story that I want to tell, a message that I want to give, and this is a way of almost taking people on a journey. It's like, to me, it's like a one-man movie, right? Because it's just one person on stage. I'm doing these effects and I'm communicating this thing. And that's what's really fun to me. Again, I compare a lot of what I do to like, again, the Chronicles of Narnia, Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Not that I'm on that level or something, but more of the motive and the intention behind this, which is it's the story that you're telling and what the visuals that you're putting with that to help create an understanding for somebody to actually come to an understanding of God, a visual understanding of how God works in our lives. And
that's good.
what I love
I
about
believe that, magic, like we're talking about in the church, can be extremely anointed.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, dude, it's crazy, man. I've had some people I've had some people very hard-hearted to the gospel and all these things, and they've never been able to put language to what they feel and what they think and what they kind of understand of God and their doubts. And man, I did a thing for what was it? It was like a corporate thing for a healthcare company. And I had this lady come up to me and she's like, it's crazy. She's like, I know you're a man of God, you're a man of faith. She's like, I feel like this show is literally a depiction of what I feel like God's doing in my life. I've never been able to articulate it. I don't go to church because I feel like I have doubts and fears. I don't understand God, but I feel like this just gave me an understanding because I could like see the way that these things were going together, the way that this message was like this thing that started here, the way that this came back full circle. I feel like it was like a picture of my life. It's a picture of what God has been doing in me and in my journey. And she was like, I'm just so grateful. And she starts crying. And I think it was because sometimes as people, we are visual people, right? As humans, we learn a lot of times visually when we can see and understand stuff. The things of God are so impossible to understand. And to me, it's fun to try and paint some kind of imagery to how I feel like God works in my life. And I'm not saying that what I do is God. I'm saying this is a visual that I've created to try and bring some kind of clarity to the magnificent impossibility of like who God is and the way that he functions and moves. And I think that's just what storytelling is, right? Like you try and give analogies and Jesus speaks in parables. It's like, it's trying to make the things of God make sense. And I feel like I have the privilege of getting to try and make the things of God make sense through storytelling with these visual aids. And
I love it.
I love it. It's so
It's
fun.
so good.
Yeah.